We have figured it out. Go back to bed, America. Your government has figured out how it all transpired. Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here's American gladiators. Watch this. Shut up. Go back to bed, America. Here's American gladiators. Here is 56 channels of it. Living in the land of freedom. Here you go, America. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
The interesting thing about this country is they talk about how we have freedom of choice. You know, we have freedom of choice. Yeah, very limited. It's an important thing, limited choice. Two political parties, essentially, two. Big media companies, 5, 6.
Max.
Yeah. Oil companies, down to 3 now, I think, overall, 3 or 4. Banks, the big banks, the big brokerage houses, the big accounting firms, all of the things that are important reduced in choice. Newspapers in a city, how many? Used to be 3, 4, now it's 1 or 2 that are owned by the same people, and they also own a radio station and a TV station. But jelly beans, 32 flavors, Coke or Pepsi, these are your choices. Everything else is kind of laid out for you. You get to do what they really want. They do what they want. The ones who own this country, they do what they want.
Okay, friends. Merry moments in this new year, and welcome back to Get In It for Truth News. We want to start off by thanking everyone for the encouragement and support in 2011, and we look forward to learning with you in this new year. A new year of no fear. We have, thus far, only presented information that was meant for more research. Predominantly devoid of opinion, we gave links to facts and articles that, when researched, help create an overall picture of this propaganda-filled climate. However, we may have been a bit timid, or unclear, when we shouldn't have been, and we think perhaps that we may all be in a bit more trouble than first thought. You will not find, on any of our sites, anything to do with this existing, yet false left-right paradigm. Republican, Democrat, any of them, same difference. Step outside the box for a better view. There's plenty we can do outside this completely corrupt political system. Abstaining is a vote, too. Every choice you make is a vote. From the way that you eat, the way you shop or deal with finances, to the way you give power, or not, to this existing, yet false left-right paradigm. Please, hear us out. We're not so sure that many understand how much power each of us have, especially here, off of the political stage, and how simple it all really is, but altogether clouded by some dubious manipulations. It has all become a script, with actors. Reagan would be so proud. We give our power away to these people so easily, never even realizing it. Don't be a part of their show. Please step out, my friends. We here at Get In It for Truth adamantly believe it's one of our only hopes. We'll put the pieces back together on our own. It's worrisome, this Ron Paul bandwagon. It reminds us of the Obama election and the populist rhetoric that we had fallen for then, too. Many are saying the same thing as when they voted for Obama: I'm gonna show my support. Do it for hope. Do it for change. We've troubled over Ron Paul for years, but that was before discovering the lie that is 9/11. And, as the many who've come before us do know, discovering concrete facts about this event opens up many doors, but it seems that some people are going right back through the same door, which is marked status quo. We will not be fooled again. Go back and watch presidential race clips, debates, even as far back as from Nazi Germany. The propaganda surrounding Paul, and all of them, in fact, is cunning. See the similarities. Check it out deeper than the words been told you by a teacher, who is paid measly amounts to divulge to you only certain things amidst a chosen for everyone curriculum. The populist rhetoric is downright subliminal. It's the same spiel. Same model, different make. We have to individually become our own leaders and our own reporters, journalists, etc. This is very important. At this point, we do believe that you should not put your faith, or anything, into anyone, popular figure. Believe in yourself, and in your trusted confidants, and have faith that the honest heart of man will prevail and begin making the right choices, each of which equal votes. Put no stock in figures like these that cross your periphery. What they are all pushing is oligarchy and plutocracy, the upkeep and refurbishment of the same oppressive status quo and engineered paradigm that has been pulling down the good of this nation that we love so much, and shackling our conscience into a very familiar pit filled with capitalist greed and objectivism. All at the expense of freedom and opportunity. And for the last 30+ years, no less, the history books lie. And so do our indoctrinations. You know, that chosen for us core curriculum of conformity for the mind that we spoke of, and that so many people are beginning to see through, scoping and scouring the depths of it. Some never realize how much they have been manipulated throughout their entire lives and, sadly, some never stood a chance at figuring it out, due to no fault of their own. That's why it's up to you. Only you. It only takes a few, to gather the many. Completely change what you do, change from the inside and watch how much it is that changes around us, especially when so many finally become free. It's a great and healthy feeling to know you have a purpose, and a way better feeling than counting on someone else for it. Also, it's very important to note that, most everything from your TV, it's all a lie, and sometimes so subtle that hardly a handful of people can tell sometimes, and it's usually only those whom created the manipulation in the first place. It's all just absorbed and becomes a part of the zeitgeist, as memes and thoughts spread like wildfire. We here at Jetting for Truth learn and see more in most everything we watch these days, things we would have never had noticed until we began doing extensive research, and utilizing it in conjunction with reason and logic. Culture creation, in the hands of a few, is, well, no culture at all. We, wholeheartedly, and with all our heart, and with the hope that a lot of you see at least a tiny speck of this monumental compassion and understanding within us, urge anyone who may be hearing this, to not believe anything you see from the tube, ever. Even this. Research what we say, and question, and dig. If you must watch anything blaring from your tube, question every tiny detail, down to the words, and to the thoughts you may have while viewing. But everything from that rectangular box, no matter the source, should be suspect until you dig deeper and learn the truth as firsthand as you possibly can. People go from saying things like the mainstream media is fully corrupt, which it is, to saying, Ron Paul was robbed. Did you see the numbers? We don't see logic in that, or common sense. A handful of presidential hopefuls? On a stage, debating? They wouldn't be there, unless, of course, they are in on it. This construct is for the benefit of keeping some very powerful illusions alive and kicking. You will not hear much of anything true from your TV, or corporate media, online or offline, in relation to Paul, good or bad. Every single choice presented to us, they are not presented by us, or representative of us. Why do you think it was said that Paul wasn't making TV, isn't making the ratings, censored, blocked out? Because, it's planned that way, to give the illusion that he is not in it, or the same, as say, a Romney, all the while perpetuating this false paradigm by bringing attention to it. We here at Get In It for Truth, we will no longer give it any more power until we the people find our way to fix it. Paul isn't completely different than any of them. That's what was said about Obama, too. It's a psyop. And, logically, yes, 2012, they have to cover Paul now, though he was surely being covered before, and merely only for many to feel him, not necessarily hear him. He's been on the stage for a while now. A stage set up by whom? The same people that put each one of the hopeful, corporate puppets on it. Ron Paul is in it, in your tube. Don't let your research fail you. It's all the same. None of it is different except for the words, and those words wouldn't be heard unless one of the 6 people that own all of the media, networks and newspapers, altogether, wanted them heard. Einstein said something that resonates with us: we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. An all-new ball game is in order, with the Constitution as home plate. And none of these politicians, none of them, should even be on the field, not even in the stands. JFK attempted to wield presidential power in his own hands, and in spite of his globalist controllers, a rarity. And what happened to him? The president is a corporate puppet title now, and worse. A position controlled by those we do not see. The Rothschilds out there, the Rockefellers, the Wren corporations, etc. Reading, studying and researching, like so many more, are taking into their own hands, these days, thankfully. And doing it responsibly, will garner much strength in we the people to save our Constitution. Show no support for corporations or any of these politicians. Now, that has got to be different, we'd say. We will rise up, peacefully, non-compliant. I vote for you Matt, you Michael, and you Jana, Jerry, Chris, David. All of you here. No more following anyone, but instead we stand side by side. You really are Alex Jones, Ron Paul, etc., but way better. We just don't think too many people know it quite yet, or else this whole heisted paradigm, we strongly believe, would be beyond you. Left, right, or anything to do with this co-opted system, it is bogus. Make that vote to step out, and tell all your friends to do the same. We've been invaded long ago, America is occupied. And it's we the people, your friends, who are gonna save us, not Romney, or Ron Paul, or any single one of them. Thank you for your time. Much love and great care. Happy New Year to all, and to all a great year.